comes from sheer will instead of physical capacity. That was what saved me from a life and death situation that I was in just a few months ago. My name is Carmel, and I want to share with you the stupidest thing I have ever done that almost cost me my life. If you've ever done something stupid before, like this video and hit subscribe. Click the notification bell on top to keep updated with fascinating stories like this. I work as a customer service specialist in a logistics company. My work had these really huge, cold storage rooms for food products for different fast food chains in the city. But as a customer service specialist, I don't really enter those rooms. In fact, I'm not even allowed in there. Now, I had this colleague named Enzo. He was the inventory manager. He was a total hunk, but he was also the shy type, an introvert, who spent most of his time in the cold storage counting the stocks. I've had several boyfriends before, and I can tell from just one look when a guy is interested in me. And from the way Enzo stared, I knew he was into me. I made Enzo my goal, determined to make him confess his feelings first. As a woman, I don't feel comfortable being the first to express my love. You can call me traditional or whatever, but I believe that men are hunters by nature, and I love the idea of giving them the excitement of the chase. Hence why I motivated Enzo to take the role. My biggest problem, though, was we worked in different departments. I stayed in the office the entire day, while he, as I said, spent most of his time in the walk-in freezers. So whenever I bumped into Enzo in the halls, I never wasted an opportunity to subtly flirt with him. You know, to give Enzo that little hint that I was also interested. Unfortunately, Enzo always shied away from me. On Valentine's Day, I was determined to make Enzo ask me out on a date. That day, most of the employees left the company early. I waited for Enzo to leave the company in the lobby. I had this meet by chance scenario in my mind, you know, like those cute meets you see in rom-coms, where someone accidentally encounters the other and realizes that it was destiny that brought them together. My plan was perfect. I patiently waited for Enzo. 2 hours passed and he still hadn't come out. I couldn't believe this guy was working so late on Valentine's Day of all days. I went to the storage area to check if he was still there. When I arrived, I caught a glimpse of him entering one of the freezers, so I followed him in. It was my first time inside of a big, cold storage room. Gosh, I never expected it to be this cold. I shivered as I walked past the huge shelves filled with different kinds of meat. You know, poultry and fish. When suddenly, the lights went out and I heard the door shut closed. I rushed to the entrance and I realized that the door had been locked. I pounded the heavy metal with my hand and called out for help, but no one answered. I reached for my phone inside my pocket, but it wasn't there. Then I remembered that I placed it in my bag, which I left in the lobby before coming into this cold storage room. How could I be so stupid? Hours passed as I continued to cry for help, but no one heard me. I figured everyone must have gone home by now. I shivered in the cold and felt so hungry. I was wearing my blazer, but it wasn't thick enough to keep me warm. I felt my fingers stiffen, and I could barely move my limbs. I sat on the cold floor and hugged myself, barely hanging on to life in the cold. I worried that I was going to die of hypothermia. No, I can't accept that idea. It would be way too embarrassing to have my colleagues find my dead body in the walk-in freezer, all because I wanted to flirt with some hot guy. I must survive. I must live. I kept on telling myself this over and over again. I believe that the mind is a powerful thing, and the will to live is a force within all of us that fights for survival when our lives are at stake. I fell asleep convincing myself that I was going to get out of the room alive. Very early in the morning, the door suddenly bolted open. I was lying on the ice-cold floor, half conscious. I felt a set of strong arms carry me, and then I passed out. When I woke up, I found myself in the hospital, and Enzo was by my side. He came to work early that morning and was shocked to see me inside the cold storage. When he asked me why I was there, embarrassing as it may be, I had no choice to tell him that I followed him there the night before. He was so upset at my carelessness, but was also relieved that I was able to make it out alive. He said with the temperature of the walk-in freezer and without the proper gear, I should have already died from the cold. I knew I survived because of my will to live. Do you believe in willpower too? Share your thoughts in the comments section below. Did you enjoy this story? If so, share this video with your friends and help us get to 1,000 likes. Don't forget to check out our other Nutty stories.